here, and the topic turns to help and Black women getting and utilizing help. Be right back. Oh, tornado girl, are you in Chicago? I heard they were having tornado warnings in Chicago. Is that true? Did I make that up? Hello, multidimensional healer. How are you? And welcome to everybody that is on the Substack and the tube. That is you. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Y'all welcome and come on in. Yes, it's true. Okay, I thought that was the case. Yeah, be careful with the tornado warning. Good grief. All of this just as I'm going back to Mississippi. Y'all welcome. Come on in. This is the Sunshine Report. I want us to know and I want us to understand, like off the top, 92%. I have a serious announcement to make. I'm gonna be like Weatherman. I have an important announcement. That's one of my favorite movies. I have an important, and I am Veronica Corningstone. Now, I have an important announcement to make. I want to come out about some positions that I have, some philosophies that I have that maybe I haven't shared before. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm not nervous about this one today. I need everybody to understand that I'm officially, when it comes to Black women of the 92%, when it comes to American Black women, I'm officially pro help. I'm pro assistance. I'm pro getting the treatment. For Black women, I am pro convenience, pro delegating. I'm pro the delegation. When it comes to the Black delegation, I am not even joking, except instead of the Black delegation, it's the Black woman delegation. And it has less to do with us as a group as get somebody else to do it. Okay. I want you to delegate that work. Okay. I'm tired of us. I'm tired of us being the Virgos of the group project. I got a little Virgo ascendant. My little scary Scorpio, her rising sign is Virgo. Ooh, it is the work of my life not to disappoint that child. And I know I'm her big, goofy, like Leo mom. I know I'm disappointing her constantly. But one of the things that drives me crazy about her, and the thing that, like, because she works very hard, and when she's on the group project and she's dealing with people that like aren't pulling her weight, there's always somebody that ends up doing this. And a lot of times it's like Black women in general, like in life. Hey, Lovey TLC. How are you? Shout out to Black Girl Podcasters. So I want everybody to know that I'm pro medicine, I'm pro technology, I'm pro anything that safely and responsibly helps Black women decrease their load. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to basically do a whole workshop on this and how to get started doing. Girl, we are supposed to be resting. Exactly. Deborah, that's right. That's why we're getting the help. That's why we're delegating the task. We're not taking on extra assignments. We're not doing any group projects right now. Okay, we're not doing that right now. You're absolutely correct. That's why I'm pro convenience. When it comes to Black women, I'm pro assistance. I'm pro help. All right. And I want us to know, and I want us to be clear about this. We don't get any extra points, girl. Thank you. And y'all, thank you for your daily heart me's. We have a goal of, I believe, what is our flash goal? I think our flash goal says we have a goal of, and y'all, thank you for visiting my gift gallery. I see some of y'all have visited. Y'all, we need 6 more. We need 6 more daily heart me's. We need 6 more to get our flash goal. I'm going to see if it'll let me pin it one more time. It won't let me pin it. So thank you all so much for your daily heart me's. Lovey TLC, thank you for coming in and saying hi to everybody. Lovey TLC is one of the major engines in our Black Girl Podcasting Summit. And I have a lot of assignments I have to turn in before I leave for Atlanta, Georgia, for the National Association of Black Journalists, for the panel that I'm speaking on with the Black Guy Who Tips, Rod and Karen, and Miss Risha, who just sent us a little can't wait to see you email today. Y'all welcome. Come on in. I am pro medicine. I am pro technology. I am pro delegation. I am pro anything that helps Black women decrease their load. Because everything we've been hearing and learning about weathering, and I'm going to be talking about weathering for the duration, I have come to a conclusion. I think I came to this conclusion, but in a smaller way when I had my first child, and I truly understood. Girl, you're just gonna meet me in ATL. She's like, I gotta sit down with this one in front of her computer. I got a body double with this one to get her work. Girl, thank you. I cannot wait, and we can totally. I'm gonna be scared and low key exhausted because now that I'm over 50, y'all, traveling is woo. I better get my shit together too, because me and Coach Dad, the plan is when Scary Scorpio goes off to college, we're trying to spend like 3 months out of the year in another country. So I better I better get it together. But Black women, 92%, we do not get extra points for suffering. There is no prize at the end for the woman who carried the most. And I want y'all to help me with putting some energy behind this sentiment today, especially as I get ready to go back home to Mississippi and be back in close proximity to one of the hardest working, must do it all herself women in the world, like my mother. Hardy, Deborah. So y'all help me, y'all help me amplify this energy. Please, we do not get extra points for suffering. There is no prize at the end for whichever one of us carried the most. I'm not interested in us working harder. I'm interested in us working smarter. I am no longer interested in measuring Black women's strength by how much pain we can tolerate. Now, a lot of y'all young guns may say, those of you all that are not Gen X, those of y'all that are millennials, we may have some Gen Z in here, but y'all, when I tell y'all this, I say it like with my chest because this is the way I grew up. 1972, baby. Seriously, like the strong Black woman, that is a thing. That was a thing. That was how we were raised. You were supposed to be proud to be the strong Black woman, no matter what it was. If it was your work, if it was your community, if it was a church, if it was your marriage, if it was even being a mother, it was like somehow the harder your road, the more virtuous you were as a woman. Thank you for coming back, Jewel. Hey, Deli, y'all, thank you so much. And thank you all for sharing out the live and for tapping the live and for liking it. I appreciate it. If you are new here, my name is Halicue Hannah, and this is the Sunshine Report. This is our daily news, political intelligence briefing, and wellness show for Black women of the 92%. It is the daytime show, discussion show that we absolutely deserve until Wendy Williams gets up off of her sick bed. It is what we deserve. Jane, thank you for coming on in. Y'all are going to help us get this daily Heart Me goal. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. How are we looking? We need four more of the daily heart me's, and they're letting me pin it. Yay. So thank you. If you've come in and you haven't given your daily heart me, I believe it costs like a penny. And it's basically your like automatic membership into our movement, the 92% movement. Hey, Shay, thank you. We are getting there. If you're new here, again, my name is Halicue Hannah. This is the Sunshine Report. And lately we've been talking about weathering to wellness. What happens when the accumulated stresses of Black women living, working, caregiving, navigating inequality in a hyper racialized society, it doesn't just affect our feelings. It can actually accumulate in the body and harm our bodies and shorten our lives. There are studies that back this up. This is quantifiable. It is measurable. And so now, even when it comes to our politics, because anybody that knows me knows where our movement came from. Our movement is political. It is holistic. It has to be holistic for Black women because every single issue that we care about, that we vote about, that we're now going to be deciding whether or not we put our voice behind it affects our bodies, it affects our wellness, it affects our lives. And I don't want to sit around just admiring how resilient we are. All right. And say that again. I don't want to just sit around being like, oh, girl, strong Black woman. So glad to be a Black woman because of how strong we are. No, no, I want us to now start requiring relief. Before anybody asks anything of us or they want anything valuable from us, like our time and our attention, I want for us to start asking seriously. And I know if our grandmothers heard this, they'd be rolling in their graves. I know sometimes my grandmother is like, I can just hear her behind me, with that like in judgment. I could absolutely like hear, but the truth is, like, before we say yes to anything, what does it do for us? How does it help us? Yeah, strong equals tired. Correct. Just building up all kinds of like stress hormones, cortisol and epinephrine, like in our systems, literally cellularly aging us, shortening our telomeres. No, I'm tired of all that. And y'all, and I've been thinking about it. I was always like my mom was a proponent of this, believe it or not. Like every now and then, like she realized she had to buy herself, she had to do something to get herself some help. She really did. My aunts were both nurses. My grandmother like lived, kind of far away. I was one of the eldest grandchildren, but she already asked a lot of my grandmother. And like during the week, my mom needed help. She was a judge and a lawyer. She had divorced very handsome, brilliant, crazy, um, uh, brain chemically imbalanced, beautiful, intelligent, loving man, funny. I still make some of my dad's jokes. Wildly unhealthy and a violent man. And so when she finally got her divorce, when she finally escaped, she needed help. Now, did I necessarily like the help she chose? No, because she was real funny acting about the help. Mom was a lawyer, so sometimes if she had clients that had a hard time paying because to get a divorce, to get custody of the child or whatever is expensive, mom would always give somebody a job, whether or not it was like working around the office or taking care of us, except her qualifications for coming to the house, helping around the house or whatever, clean and stuff, except they could not in any way clean up after or wait on us. It was our job to help whoever she brought into the house in the barter situation do what they were supposed to do. So it wasn't clean the girls' rooms. It was like make sure those girls clean that room. And so like some of the ladies that would like come to help would literally get some iced tea, sit up on a chair and be like, Halicue, come on now. Your mama said you got to clean this room today and you got to get under your bed. Your mama said to get under your bed and clean the room. She says she wants to see these door facings shine today. So that would be some of the stuff that like my mom did. So I'm a believer in that. And like, did I like the way she got help? No, but it worked. It worked for her. I've been thinking about that since I was a little girl in Mississippi. All right. And as I'm getting ready to go back, and there was something else like in that memory for me. My mom was in a really demanding profession. She was raising children. She had a household. She had people who needed her. And if there was an opportunity to turn one resource she had, which was her expertise, her skill, into something less, she had to carry it. She took it. Did I always like it? No. But everybody got a little bit of something that they needed. And I think there's a lesson in that. And I think my mom, because she was a survivor of intimate partner violence and domestic abuse, I think the women that she absolutely always gave some kind of chance to needed that help. And I think that she also knew that if this woman was at her house, if she was associated with like Judge Gambrell and she spent time around like Judge Gambrell, her batterer was a lot less likely where there were police. Like there were always policemen like around the house coming by, Judge, I need you to sign this warrant. Like they were less likely to be bothered. So that was just something I've been thinking about. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Thank you for sharing out the live. And so I want us 92%. Y'all come on in. And if I have missed a brilliant comment, just put it back up there. And thank you all for liking the live and for sharing it out. I'm gonna check over here in the chat. If you are in the chat from Subby Stack or from the tube that is you, please say hey. Let us know. Let us know. Um, oh, I thought I did a new one. Did I not do a new stream key? I thought I did. Substack. Well, if I didn't today, that's too bad. Substack will just catch you. Oh, it is live. Okay, great. We're good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on in. This is the Sunshine Report. And so 92%, I want to start asking this question. Does it decrease our load? I want us to ask that question about everything. Does it decrease the load? Because we have inherited a lot of strange, thank you for those stickers, Dr. Jones. We've inherited a lot of strange ideas about what makes a woman good. Actually, as I say that, let me go back and correct, because considering the way black women, a lot of our enslaved ancestors dragged the hell over here, 1619 trafficked here, and I know we have some different schools of thought about whether or not black people were already in this nation. I guess that's a debate. I guess that's an anthropological debate. I'm married to a historian. I don't know too much about that, but I do know about our enslaved ancestry and about mine specifically coming out of Southern Mississippi. Okay. We were brought over here literally and our bodies were commodified in chattel slavery. Dr. Jones, thank you for coming in and saying hello. Okay, so I thank you. I appreciate that. So there's a lot of ideas about what makes a woman good. And if we think about it, oh, I don't mean to go here. I know y'all be thinking sometimes like, damn, Allie, you go dark real quick, but it's true. When we think about, and thank you for those stickers. I appreciate that. When we think about um what that means, like a good woman, a good black woman, she's a good woman. She's a good woman. A lot of what that meant she works hard. She's always given to the community, even when she works hard when she's at work. She keeps her nose clean. She comes home. She got to deal with a man that may or may not be loving and honoring her. But the way I was brought up, y'all, in '70s and '80s, like as Black women, we were just expected literally to accept low grade unhappiness. I don't feel like any woman in my life was I ain't never heard stuff like marriage is so wonderful and romantic love. I ain't never heard that. All I ever heard was marriage is a huge responsibility. You sure you want to do this? Marriage is work. Marriage is hard, hard, hard work. That's all I ever heard. We weren't allowed to date. I mean, I grew up under a very strict environment. We wasn't no dating. Wasn't no dating. It was keep your legs closed till you go off to college and then make good decisions so you don't fuck up your life. Having been given nothing about that except don't. So I'm just saying, like we were a lot of the stuff like we were taught, the harder you we were taught, at least I'm just telling you, I'm giving you my example that you should always be thinking about somebody else. I should always be thinking about my mother, my grandmother. Is the house clean? Are the dishes cooked? Have I cooked for people? If somebody got a baby, I'm supposed to be, is it a cousin or a baby? Is it some supposed to be I'm supposed to be looking after? Should I be getting on top of my own laundry? We were not allowed to what was that? We were supposed to get all our laundry and shit done on the weekend. Like you couldn't just be washing clothes and shit randomly like during the week. Mama wanted your clothes like, hey, Halicue, hey, successfully single, hey, 92%. Oh, that makes me so happy. Come on in, y'all. Thank you. Share out the live, please. I appreciate it so much. And thank you for tapping on the screen. So those were the things that you were always supposed to, a lot of the things that I'm saying right now about think about ourselves first, prioritize ourselves first, our health, our happiness, our creativity. These are all things, this is the opposite of what I was taught as a child. And I think a lot of this shit comes from slavery because that's what they wanted from us in slavery. Look spry, get up, go to work, get in line. How much cotton did you pick? Weigh it. You were worth as much as you picked. And then once you're dead and damn near exhausted and you come in from the field, start cooking, start tending the field. And then if you got any kind of skills or gifts, like take care of the children. Who are you trying to heal? Always something. It was always something extra. Oh, and then we got to fight off the person in the big house that's coming around chasing us, abusing us. And so when people say like, "Oh, that's a good woman," and we equate it to like that's how we grew up, y'all, in the '70s and '80s. Like you were worth how much you worked. Who said this? Dr. Jones says they wanted us to do it all with mm, with a smile. That is something me and Coach Dad have gotten into because he's very old school and like from New England. And he wanted the like the girls, if we're fussing at the girls, for them to sit there like they're always respectful, but I'm like, they're not happy to sit here listening to this shit. They don't they don't want to hear this from us. They're mad, and they get a they and you get a chance to be mad. No, 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 no. You're exactly right. That's why so many of us as Black women, like even now, those of us that are on the healing journey, that are doing the work, that are following like the 7 crucial decisions we made as Black women of the 92%. Yeah, that's why a lot of us are still dealing with a lot of perfectionism, which is a trauma response, people pleasing, which is a trauma response. Okay. Yeah, no complaints. Nurse Petty complaints. What's a complaint? I don't know her. What's a complaint? Girl, we didn't get to complain about the way you were correct. The way we didn't get to complain about anything. Nathan, the last thing your mama wanted to hear from you was a complaint. Your mama didn't want to hear from you that you needed school supplies. Even if she had the money for it, she herself was tired and was doing for a million other people. I'm a retired English teacher, high school, and you remind me of Toni Morrison character. Oh, Toni Morrison is my favorite writer. I think she's an American genius. I think Toni Morrison is the great American novel. The novel that got me a 5 on the AP exam was The Bluest Eye. I think that Sula and Jazz are probably my favorite books. I also love Tar Baby. Like I just learned to love Toni Morrison because my mother loved Toni Morrison. And then I think Beloved is the great American novel. And I'm wondering what character you're about to say. I'm wondering which one it is because I actually wrote a, I wrote a I wrote a, I wrote a paper once on certain characters in, like, Toni Morrison's novels, so I can't wait. I met Toni Morrison. That's how I knew I was gonna be somebody. I knew it. I met Toni Morrison in the library at the Hudson Hotel in New York City. And that's when I was like, I know, Beloved. I think Beloved is the great American novel. Like Oprah's movie aside, I mean, Oprah did her best with that movie, but that was the book that taught me the true horrors of like what slavery actually was, more so than Roots, um, more so than Alex Haley's reading Roots, not watching the TV show because yeah, like my our I got to go to the library, the school library all the time, but our parents weren't always taking us to libraries because honestly, the generation that raised us weren't allowed. Like libraries weren't integrated. I grew up in Southern Mississippi, so but there were books all over my grandparents' house, all over my mother's house. So like I was constantly reading, and so I think I ended up watching Alex Haley's Roots, but then ended up reading the book when I was way too young. Sable Muse says, I used to teach the bluest eye until it was banned and I retired. That is a damn shame. Sula is my favorite. I love that. Um, I love Sula. Dr. Lily Jones at Alcorn, Sable. My mother's side of the family went to Alcorn. My Uncle Russell, my Uncle Nathan, my grandfather, one of the Gambrels, which is from my father's side of the family. But my father's side of the family all went to Jackson State. All went to Jackson State. I grew up in Fayette, Mississippi. I'm sure you know Charles. Yes, of course. Of course. Of course. I was just looking at one of my Mississippi history books. I'm gonna read it before. Yeah, I know I'm on my way home. I'm gonna be in Mississippi on Saturday night because I'm flying into Atlanta for the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, to sit on a panel. It's the first one I'm sitting on like this. Um, and with one of my favorite podcast couples, the Black Guy Who Tips, Rod and Karen, and Miss Risha. She's the one that invited me to the opportunity. I'm so excited, and I'm going home to Mississippi. It's gonna be so good. It's been too long since I saw my mom and my uncle Junior last year. Mom took me on this amazing cruise. It was an oldest daughter's dream to kind of do something like that, like alone with my mom, because I always had to share her. She was a public person. So in addition to having to share her with everybody else like in town, because she was a judge and she's a lawyer and she was active in our church and she was a Girl Scout leader. And she was always doing for like everybody else, like me as the oldest daughter, having any time with her was something that never happened. So I love that trip so much. I'll always love Viking cruises for that. And y'all know that my mom and how hard my mom worked, how like she never seemed to be able to slow down or like shut down. Thank you so much, Sable. Is one of the reasons I know it was supposed to be that I'm one of the founding voices in the 92% movement. Okay. Because my mom did everything that everyone would say makes a Black woman good. Be unbelievably amazing and excel at any school you go to. Have it just build an amazing career, deal with so much bullshit. And can you imagine being a Black woman judge in the 70s and 80s, like and working in law enforcement and law enforcement in Mississippi? Oh, and by the way, she is gonna start, like, Black Girl Scout troops for, like, all of the Black girls in the town of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, because the white Girl Scout troops weren't treating us right. Oh, and then she's gonna be on the state board, and then she's gonna be on the national board. Oh, and she's also gonna serve on, like, women of color of, like, the Presbyterian Church USA and fly all over the world, like, making political and global assessments for the oh, and by the way, of course, we're gonna host the fish fry, and of course, at our house after church on Sunday, everybody gets together to play volleyball at our house. Of course, everybody comes to our house for every single Michael Michelle. Michael Michelle. Oh, okay. Y'all forgive me. Let me just check comments like really quick. So that's where I got all of these messages. And that's why I take being a believer in Black women using every convenience, delegating like authority, taking the rest, right? Working smarter instead of harder. That's why I believe that. the way I do, honestly. So much of it is just watching my own mom wishing, begging, like, she could just shut off and take a break. When my mom went on vacation, like, she didn't get to just take me and my sister on vacation. She was making sure everyone my mama made sure everybody in the family came, like, everybody. Which means we took less vacations because when it's a big difference between taking 2 kids to Disney World and taking 20 people to, like, Disney World, but she felt as though if she had the money and the resources for it, it was her obligation to do it. Now, again, do I agree with all that? No, but it was the times, and we are making a change. You thought I was the actress Michael Michelle. Girl, no. Girl, I'm just a black girl from Southern Mississippi. Mm-mm. I'm just a podcaster and a thought leader and a founding voice of the 92% movement. But now I gotta look up Michael, but that sounds familiar. That sounds super familiar. No, I'm sure she's still acting, being fabulous. Like never. My mom is still overdoing it too, girl. We go to my mom's vacation house. My mom and my stepfather, my I don't even like to call my dad my stepfather, but he's Jamaican, my mom's second marriage. And so after years of like just begging my mom, could we please have a house in Jamaica? But finally, like get like a house in Jamaica. The last time I was at that house in Jamaica on cliffs, it's on a cliff with a grotto that you like take a rope and a ladder and you climb down into. Beautiful house, guest house, beautiful. I would wake up in the morning and my mom would be outside with a bowl of hot water and bleach, like scrubbing this like old stone table. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? We're literally at your vacation house in Jamaica. You supposed to still be asleep. Why are you even up scrubbing? And I'm telling y'all that stuff comes from slavery. It has been ingrained. It has been ingrained into us. It truly has. Yes, in New Jack City. It was what's her name's Chris was it Chris Williams' girlfriend. Girl, that's kind. That's such a compliment. I wish our children could understand what a phenomenon New Jack City was. Me and my friends in college, we didn't had no money. We were not balling around like these children are doing now with their $20,000 room decorations and stuff like when they go to college like freshman year. Man, we would go to New Jack City whenever. I think I saw that movie 3 or 4 times in the theaters back in the 90s. And y'all, we did not have that kind of money to be going to the theaters. Y'all have got taken me back into Black history. I am all the way into Black history, and that's the pressure I live with. We're going to change that because the 92% movement, while it's political because that's who we're named after. These are our founding documents. This is the Lord have mercy. We are the 92%. That's where our name comes from exit polling data. And y'all, thank you. TikTok is harassing me. And thank you all for supporting the live goal. We already had that one up. Y'all, I got to see what this is. I don't even know what that is, but I'm curious about it. But the question we're going to be asking ourselves, because Black women, the truth of the matter is they never should have messed around. And let me thank you for the roses. They never should have let me find out or learn about whether, oh, it flips. Does it flip? I'm going to flip an egg. I love it. Thank you. Thank you to twist. How does it work? Do I flip it? Do I flip the man? Oh my gosh, I love these silly interactive gifts. God, y'all, thank you. I didn't get birthday presents as a child. Grown-ups didn't have any time back then. they could care less. That's why I go over the top on my daughter's birthday parties. Thank you so much. It's so cute. I wanted to try it. But so the question we are asking ourselves now is, does it decrease our load? Because again, we've inherited a lot of strange ideas that I believe. Oh, girl, yeah, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Do not let the fact that I know I look to people like I'm some kind of multi-culti like soccer mom or some shit. I am a soccer mom, no multi-culti, just tragically light skinned. 4 Black grandparents. I have 5, 6 generations back to Mississippi and before that, North Carolina, because clearly some folks got sold downriver. Oh, yes. And I love Mississippi and I claim Mississippi and I'm so happy to come home. We have inherited a lot of crazy ideas about what makes a woman good. I personally think a lot of it comes from slavery, especially what makes like us as Black women good, Black American women good. Did you cook it yourself? Did you clean it yourself? Did you raise everybody by yourself? And I mean everybody. Did you raise your siblings with your cousins, your fans from Mississippi? Mississippi is going through a lot right now. Mississippi, I hope, has like a real Not to bring up Mississippi burning, but between the Nolan Wells case, all the stuff that's like coming out with that, Mississippi's about to have a true reckoning. But so many of like the criteria for like what's supposed to make us good women. And I'm telling you, like a lot of this just is very much centered in blackness and centered in my personal experience growing up in Mississippi. The only thing we were allowed to like make from a box was damn Jiffy Mix. I don't even know what else we were even was culturally okay and sanctioned um to like cook. Seriously, did you work through it? Did you endure it? As a black woman, did you push through the pain? Did you keep showing up no matter what he did? How much he embarrassed you? Had a side baby on you, went upside your head. And did you still manage to take care of did you still manage to take care of everybody else and everything else falling apart except for you? That's my question. Why? Especially like you were just supposed to do it. And that's something I never did understand. Yeah, burn the cape. No capes. We're like Edna mode now. Lots of assumptions. It's true. It's true. And in a lot of ways, it was never like anybody ever told you that you must always sacrifice yourself as a black woman, that you must always low key be unhappy, you must always be exhausted, except that's what you kind of saw. That's what you kind of heard, especially if you were nosy like me. I was one of those children that stayed in grown people's business, loved being in grown people's business. Okay. I was so good at this, like working quietly, like over off in a corner, like chopping something, cleaning something, washing dishes while the aunts and the grandmas and stuff are talking. Ooh, um, I had a palm reader yell at me for taking care of everyone else. Yeah. And honestly, if you're a black woman in America growing up, especially growing up down south, like that's just the way it was. And I never understood it when I was younger growing up. Like, why would we be going through this hell as black women if there was a safe, appropriate help, affordable help that was available to us? Why was suffering the morally superior opinion? And y'all, I'm gonna be taking this. Oh girl, depression and PTSD. I'll never forget what my therapist. She was like, well, Halicue, your diagnosis is um, this was about when did I graduate from therapy? I graduated from therapy about 4 or 5 years ago, and that was after intense therapy, like, was in there for years, because I needed it. I grew up in a violent home. It was what can I say? It was what it was, and I did need the help, and I realized, like, in my late 40s, like, mid 40s, late 40s, that I really needed the help, and we decided to invest in me getting the black girl therapy that I need, alright? And I wanna talk about that. I wanna take about taking this philosophy into our health. And I know y'all are wondering, like, but this is yeah, 92% is political. Yeah, everything about black women's existence is political. And it's also directly attached to our health and wellness. And I'm gonna explain how. I'm gonna explain how. And if you're dealing with a health issue, again, I'm pro getting help. I want everybody to know this because there's so many things that we are talking. And that's why I love when I see when folks come in here, when I see black women talking about GLP-1s, when I see black women, like, where is the HRT coach? When I see black women talking about health, wellness, perimenopause, and the different options that are available to us, when I see like the black girl estheticians and the injectors and all of that, like I'm very much into that. I'm a big believer in medicine and I'm a big believer in getting help. If weight is affecting your health, and for black women, it does, we suffer disproportionately from so many things and so many issues. For a lot of us, I've been 50 pounds. I've been 50 pounds heavier. I've been battling 50, 60 pounds my entire life. I'm very active and healthy and like well now, but y'all, it took me a long time and I used to pray for it. I'm a bougie hoodoo, but I grew up in a church. Oh my goodness, I used to pray for it, not knowing, like, can I finally get healthy? Can I finally lose the weight? Come to find out in therapy, yeah, you're packing all this stuff on to protect you. Yes, free therapy. Oh my girl, you are speaking my language. Free therapy would be a major part of would be a major wait, what's going on? Would be a major part of reparations. That would be great. Did I get a chance to listen to? No, I have not. I have not yet, but let me make that a to do. I have a huge to do list before I get on the road. Let me remember. Is that my favorite Sicilian that asked me that? Yes, it was my favorite Sicilian. Ooh, y'all, I got a long list of stuff I gotta do. I gotta tell y'all sometimes I be struggling just to get on TikTok, like go live and and get the video done and then post clips and then get over to YouTube and stuff like that. Y'all, I be struggling sometimes. So y'all forgive me if I'm not attending the inbox the way I ought to. But I'm so picking up what you're putting down right there. I want to pin that. Will it let me pin it? Yes, it will. Y'all, thank you for coming on in. Me, the white girl, started period at 31. My black neighbors are 50 says, I don't want that. Girl, no, you don't. Do you know? Did y'all know that like black women statistically, like we start perimenopause and menopause earlier and we have more severe symptoms? This comes straight from the mouth of Dr. Jessica Shepard, who is my HRT and my midlife medical doctor guru. I love her. It's a beautiful, brilliant black woman. Dr. Jessica Shepard, y'all should get her book. It's called Generation M. So again, if we are as black women dealing with health issues, I am pro getting help. And especially like if weight, so I told y'all there's a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I want to come clean about. If weight is affecting your health and you and your medical provider decide that a GLP-1, 2, or 3 medication is appropriate for you, for God's sake, use the tool. And y'all know I'm deconstructed. And I haven't yet, but I'm considering, and I'm honest to goodness considering micro dosing a new GLP-3. I want us to use the tools that are available to us. You do not owe anybody a demonstration of how miserable you are willing to become before accepting help. You know who's really good, especially in really well-resourced, very wealthy areas. You know who's good at demonstrating how miserable they're willing to become, especially when it comes to depriving themselves and their bodies, is white women. I have noticed that, man. White women will just torture themselves to stay thin. They call it a discipline. They call them almond moms like around here. My goodness, the amount of eating disorders we deal with in this community at one little high school in particular, it is pretty bad. Also, I want to say if you are experiencing anxiety or depression as a black woman, I beg you, find whatever way you can to see a therapist. If there's no way you can afford therapy, because a lot of therapists are going, like no insurance, pay only. First of all, I have a sister that's a therapist and she does telehealth, and I know she takes all the insurances. And second of all, I want you to go to Black Girl Therapy and look them up, look up their channels. The name of their newsletter, I believe, is Sweet Tea. um, I am a huge believer in that. I want you to see a therapist. If you have no idea how to do that and you want some ideas about how to access like cost-free therapy, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline and tell them what your issues are, whether or not you've experienced any violence. I personally myself grew up in a violent home. Hey, Ella, the AI coach. I could not wait for therapy. I was so grateful the second we as a family decided, because it was very expensive for me and I was in it for a long time. And me and Coach Dad, when you've been married a long time, something will happen so that your ass needs to go to like some for real counseling and therapy. Me and Coach Dad were in full on couples counseling for a full year. It was the best thing, best investment we ever made. So I'm a big believer, if as a black woman you are experiencing those twin bitches, I hate those bitches. I've been battling them bitches my whole life. Not love and hate. Not love and hate like Radio Raheem. The bitches has been stalking me my whole life is anxiety and depression, like my entire life. So like I'm a believer in getting help, seeing the therapist. And if you and your healthcare provider determine that medication is appropriate, use the tool. I saw a TikTok that said it was a young brother that was saying, "Why the girls so calm? They so nonchalant." Nikki Cinnamon, thank you with your fine self. I saw a young man like, why these girls so nonchalant? Like, why they don't care? How come they not crashing out over us the way they used to be? And somebody in the comments was like, the girls is on Lexapro. The girls is not stressing y'all. And I'm a fan. Okay. Now, I always believe there should be a limit. There should be goals around medication. But if you are going through menopause and your symptoms are disturbing your life, y'all know how I barely made it through the estrogen patch shortage of 2026. Your girl was struggling. I was doing fine on my HRT until all of a sudden the combination of my ADD made me realize, oh, damn, I'm out of patches. Where are the patches? Let me reorder these patches. How come they're not sending me my patches like every 3 months the way they're supposed to? Y'all, we had a patch shortage. I was without my HRT for 6 weeks. It was miserable. So if you are going through menopause, perimenopause, also get you some what is it called from Black Girl Vitamins? Is it called like menopause, like or Chill? That's what it's called from Black Girl Vitamins. Get you some Chill. It's a wonderful herbal supplement from Black Girl Vitamins. Get it, use it. So again, if you're having those symptoms and they are really effing you up and destroying your life, the only way I can describe y'all, you'll know this is happening to you. You'll know perimenopause is happening to you. The only way I know how to describe it is that you feel like you're on fire on the inside. You feel like you are being microwaved from the inside out. It starts like deep in here or like the back of your neck, and then it radiates out all over you. You're waking up 3, 4 times in the middle of the night, covers on, covers off. It is a nightmare. Always ask what your treatment options are. And if you need a telehealth company, I have an excellent recommendation. Okay, I tried Winona. It did not work for me in the long run. And they're the ones that dropped the ball on my patches without even letting me know. But the company I love now is My Alloy. My Alloy. I absolutely love it. They're here on TikTok Shop. They're on TikTok. I don't know if they sell their products like on TikTok Shop, but you can definitely hit my face and hit my profile, and my ShopMy's there, and you can see all of the products that I use. Because the estrogen patch shortage, oh, your girl is doing estrogen everywhere. Okay, my face, it's on my face cream, my eye cream. Um, I'm using the vaginal estradiol, like everything. Okay, like everything, plus my little patches and my progesterone. So I'm a big believer in that. If you need physical therapy, get the physical therapy. If your back is hurting, if your knee is hurting, get it. If you need help sleeping, talk to somebody about your sleep. A lot of these sleep studies and stuff are actually covered by our insurance. It was late 30s for you. Oh no, I get sweats all through the day when the AC kicks on. How am I sweating for being cold? Girl, and another thing, I need a heating pad all the time. I need something heated all the time. It's summer here in Northern California, but our temperature is very moderate. So sometimes we have fog. It's middle of summer. That's an electric blanket. It's the first free sample I ever got from TikTok Shop. It's in my showcase. Also, when Coach Dad and I watch TV, it could be 90 degrees during the day, and we don't have air conditioning because the temperature is normally super moderate. Every night, I'm watching TV with a heating pad. I'm just saying, it's bewildering. It is bewildering. Yes, they have hot blankets and cold blankets. So this is all to say, I believe in getting the help. If you need the damn Instacart because getting groceries delivered to you 2 hours back, like takes 2 hours, like for you to actually do it in person, girl, order the groceries. You know, a lot of time our grocery stores will deliver, forget Instacart, because a lot of that stuff, Instacart, DoorDash, they really jack up the prices. Girl, Safeway will deliver your groceries locally within the same day for an extra $5. I have 75 steps leading up to my front door. Those deliverers from Safeway will walk all the way to the front to get my groceries. So order the groceries. I'm not saying that every intervention is appropriate for every woman. I am saying that I reject the idea that unnecessary suffering is inherently virtuous for Black women. That shit comes from slavery, and it's time for us to leave it behind. Accessing the advice of a health and medical professional is not cheating. Therapy is not cheating. For Black women, convenience is not cheating. Asking for freaking help is not cheating. Delegating is not cheating. We don't get extra points for doing life on hard mode, y'all. Okay? Doesn't matter how young or how we're aging like fine wine. And this is where like our conversation about weathering um change something really fundamental for you. Yes, accommodations are paramount. Tell them my favorite Sicilian. Even going to the store for free grocery pickup. Yes. Yes. All of these things. Yes, yes, yes. Says Paris Feminine. Yes. All right. This is important, y'all. It's important. And believe me, this has to do, I'm gonna get to it. It has to do with our politics are for black women. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know if for Latin women, white women, Asian women, if they picked up on it yet. Like, not really my problem. But I tell you, when these issues, when we discuss these issues, and black women, we start making these demands about what we require from our politicians, from their policies, especially it doesn't matter what it doesn't have to just the policy doesn't have to just affect healthcare. Policies about education affect our health. Policies about immigration affect our health, our mental health. People act like we're all cold when it comes to immigrants. Like, why are black people not fighting for us? Why are y'all not out in the streets? Y'all, just because we're not out in the streets doesn't mean that shit doesn't affect us. Watching that Haitian man fall the fuck out because he got an ankle monitor, which is my mutual Myron said the other day, that's a shackle. That's a shackle. You think that doesn't hurt black American people to see other black people, people that look like us get shackled, even though we know y'all be talking about us and talking shit about us and calling us lazy and good for nothing and all that. That hurts us. That hurts our it hurts us mentally. That hurts me. I know that anyone that is here and has gotten that temporary status, if you're from freaking Haiti or Congo, yeah, our nation sending you back there is cruel. Is cruel. Everybody can talk about like how we're low class and black Americans aren't this. That. I know y'all don't want to go back to Haiti. I know people don't want to go back to the Congo. I don't want y'all to go back. To be perfectly honest, y'all will never see me like. I'll definitely be like, oh, that's how y'all talk about us. Okay, we see you, but you ain't never gonna hear me say some shit like go back to hate. I'm never gonna say that because I know shit is grim and bleak there. That hurts us. So, like, even immigration policy, that hurts us. My mom is 75 and is in Orange County. She gets so excited when she gets to talk with black women, as you should. We're a blessing. We literally make people feel good. That's why everybody copies us all the time. It doesn't take a white person to tell you that if we compliment you, yeah, we definitely spread shine. We're just special. Walking in Nicole's parking lot. I'm so sorry, y'all. I can't see today. Y'all forgive me. I'm so sorry. Y'all know your girl's eyesight is like literally -11, -14. Y'all forgive me. And if it was a brilliant comment, put it back in the chat. Oh, that's she doesn't feel comfortable. I understand completely. I actually do understand. I have a friend, my friend Kendra, which is why I'm never gonna let people like try to call me anti-Semitic for like criticizing the politics of different countries. I'm like, yeah, please stop talking to me. Black like Jewish women like vote like black women. One of my best friends Jewish. I'm like, stop trying to Kendra would literally rather be around black people. I am more likely Bill Clinton was like that. He was one of the people you could tell he would just rather probably be around black people all the time. Oh my gosh, and we have news we have to get to. We have news we have to get to. Um, and so again, this is where our conversation around weathering changed something fundamental for me because once you understand the possibility that accumulated stress can have accumulated physical consequences, and for Black women it does, you start looking very differently at all of the little things Black women are expected to just absorb. Okay? Seriously all the time. It's not one stressful day for Black women. It is life. Literally, every little Black girl at some point gets told you're going to have to work harder and longer than everybody else just to get a third, a half of what other kids have. Even that is a burden. That is a burden on Black women. And I only have to do it with my little Black biracial daughters. The conversations that have to be had with like young Black men, that is difficult. That is challenging. That is weathering. That is a burden on us. Okay. Oh, girl, you're so welcome. That's what I'm here for. Gigi, thank you, girl, for that daily heart me. The caregiving. One of my favorite things I love seeing on here is seeing Black women teach on live, whether it's on YouTube, on Substack, or on TikTok. One of my something that started coming across my timeline is a Black woman teaching, talking, creating community for other Black women. Y'all, thank you. Oh, girl, thank you for the Go Populars and thank you for the community get teaching other Black women and building a community around what it's like to be a Black woman and be a caretaker. She has a there are Black women that have whole programs, like, in whole communities, like, where they can provide support because there are a lot of us as Gen X now that are taking care of these parents, okay? Yes, exactly. Cue the Papa Pope message. All Black women have gotten that. Again, these are things that are burdens. They weather us. The bills, the discrimination, y'all. Black women are staring down the barrel of a damn 7 or 8% unemployment rate compared to 4 something percent for the rest of the nation. That is stress. That's weathering. The constant hypervigilance. Are these people being racist? Are they being racist against my kids? The politics every day, the fire hose of news. That's why we have the Sunshine Report, right? So we can get our daily politics news, our joy cultivation, an intelligence briefing, and our wellness conversation is the daytime show that like we as Black women actually deserve. That also, it also respects our intellect because a lot of this shit that's on like regular like legacy network news is a bunch of bullshit, and it certainly is not created for, by, or about Black women. So all of this stuff, the vigilance, the politics, the family responsibilities, the emotional labor, the expectation that somebody is always going to call us when something goes wrong because we'll know what to do. You'll know what to do. My favorite community on all the apps is eldest Black daughters, especially the ones that are deconstructing a little bit from being the eldest Black daughter, from being the eldest, from taking on everybody else's stuff. It's one of my favorite communities. All right. And then we tell the thing that's crazy, because this is something that's new. This is one of the reasons every time I think about the election and Kamala losing in 2024, it breaks my heart. But like, there are women that are wiser than me, whom I trust, that said Halicue, it had to happen this way. We'd never be the 92% movement. We'd never be talking about all these things with the bass in our voice. And something that has always broken my heart is that this is the way that like Black girls or Black women were raised. It's certainly the way they were raised, the way I grew up in like southern Mississippi. That's the way we were raised, to never think of yourself first, to always be doing, working, hustling, thinking for other people. And then under all of that, when we suffer, when we go through something, people say, well, you just need better self care or you need to love yourself. See, the problem is you don't love yourself. Ooh, now that I know what it means, yes, the fall woman. Like now that I know what it means to love myself and to care for myself, now that I truly knows what that means, I'm like, y'all had a lot of nerve telling us that. Y'all had a lot of nerve telling us that we don't know how to love ourselves. We don't know how to do self love or self care. You need to do better self care. Girl, no. Sometimes we don't need to be told that crazy shit. Why I don't even know how I would fix my mouth to say that. Black women are the 19%, we need to perform what, knowing good and damn well with all of the opportunities and the privileges that I had, not knowledge. Having a mama that was a lawyer and a judge, was able to make a living, was able to take care of us, was able to relatively like keep us safe. Like I understand the privilege, like inherent in that, but didn't nobody teach me how to love myself. No one taught me how to love myself. You were taught to put yourself last, to always like abandon yourself for like somebody else. You need to love yourself. Did nobody teach us how to love ourselves? We were told we weren't supposed to love nobody but Jesus. Forget these boys. You're supposed to love your mama, your family, the race, community, and you last. You always put yourself last. That's what makes you a good woman. So sometimes we don't need another goddamn item on the self care checklist. We just need to carry less. We just need less shit in our backpack. That's the shift. Okay, because we're trying to, with our politics, I'm trying to help Black women. I'm trying to help us go from weathering to wellness. And yes, our politics has a lot to do with that, if not everything to do with that. And us doing this can't become another goddamn assignment for us. I refuse to turn our health and wellness into another thing we're failing to do perfectly. Okay. Yes, and put yourself last, but punishes you when you were clearly tired as fuck. Oh my god, don't even get started. You couldn't even look tired around my mama. You couldn't yawn. Uh, Don't even get me started talking about loving everybody and getting nothing back. Yes, Detroit's daughter. Right. So I'm not gonna do this like and make it be like, yeah, then here's what you need to do now. We gonna keep working on it. We gonna keep working on it together until it becomes perfectly normal and wrote for us. And it's not going to be easy because don't nobody want to see a Black woman balanced. Nobody wants to see us happy, healthy, and thriving. Sometimes not even our own folks. Sometimes not even our own man, our own woman, our own children, our own families. All right. So the goal isn't how do we make Black women stronger so they can tolerate an unbearable load, which is basically how it's been going down for us since slavery. The question that we as a 92% movement we have to ask is why are we carrying so much in the goddamn first place? And what can we put down like right now? And that's where it becomes political, 92%, because some loads can't be solved with a therapist. Some loads can't be solved with a GLP-1. Thank you. Oh, did we reach our goal for our daily heart means? That is so awesome. Thank you. That makes me very happy. Some loads can't be solved with a meditation. Although meditations and affirmations are so helpful. If y'all want meditations and affirmations, they're good for regulating our nervous system. I believe in them. I love a guided meditation. I love a sun gazing meditation. Y'all get into Bounty and Bliss's world. If y'all see her, do a shout out and then follow her because she's got you. She's got us when it comes to creating a vibe and a meditative state and affirmations. And she's like a real woman too. Like she cracks me up. Like her and her divine alchemy probably keep me in stitches the most of anybody else on this app. So, yeah, some loads can be solved with a Pilates or a vacation or a housekeeper or grocery delivery app. Sometimes the load is structural. And that is where Black women and 92% come in because imagine if Black women voters began evaluating political proposals with one incredibly simple ass question. And even that can be hard for us because a lot of us are like, we're the smartest girls in class. When I was pledging AKA, there was always the girl we used to call her Ivy Shine when you're pledging. Ivy Shine, the one that's always got to show off. She always knows all the history. She knows all the songs. She's the first person. Da, 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 da. And a lot of us Black women, and that comes from perfectionism. Again, being first daughter to first daughter syndrome. But all we had, so sometimes we do like to make shit complicated just to show people how smart we are. I know it's Black women that have gotten doctorates just so people would have to call them doctor and acknowledge who they were. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you understand what I mean? No shade, because we love doctors around here. We got real ones. We don't need Cheyenne Bryant's ass in here who's buying her regalia off of Amazon. She makes me very upset. I want us to imagine if Black women voters begin evaluating political proposals with one incredibly simple question. Does this decrease our load? And don't get me started talking about Cheyenne Bryant because I already got started talking about the stunt queen in chief's so-called wife, baby mama number 3, Melania. Thank you all for supporting the video that I just put out. I have a problem with like Katie Miller with her little hoe ass, hoe turned into housewife ass. The same way I have a problem with Melania. Both of them have that in common. Okay. Ooh, thank you all for supporting the videos. Yeah, they make me very upset. Again, it's not because they like to sit and spin or they make money. I don't even have a problem with sex workers. Girl, get your money. This is an unfair world. All right. It's the hypocrisy for me with them. It is the hypocrisy with them for me. Okay. Yeah. With Bannon, girl, I could understand Eric Swalwell. I thought he was kind of cute, to be perfectly honest with you. He's kind of short, but I liked him. I'm very disappointed that he turned out to be so typical. But yeah, it's a hypocrisy for me. So thank you all for supporting the videos. But that is the important question we ask. And that's where we get to the intersection of politics and like Black women's wellness. We need to be asking everyone that asks anything of us as the bad bitches and the base of progressive politics. Again, that's us. That's the 92%. This is exit polling data. That's us right there. That's Black women. That's strength. That's reliability. That's valuable. All right. Leave money on table. Are you a cop? Don't get me started talking about the bitch. I can't stand her. Can't stand her. Can't stand her. The hypocrisy when I think about her coming after Michelle Obama. Oh my God. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to be okay. The hypocrisy and the mediocrity just burns sometimes. But those are the questions we are asking. Does this decrease our load? So when a politician comes to us talking about, I want you to support me, we need to ask as Black women, does this make healthcare easier to obtain? Oh, support me, support my candidacy, vote for me, support me, write this stupid postcard, knock on these doors. Black women need to ask, but does it make childcare more affordable? Does it make housing for Black women more secure? I promise you, anything that makes life better, more secure, more abundant, prosperous for Black women is going to be what's best for everybody. Yeah, we are the baddies, 92%. And that's the way. And I'm going to insist that that's how we be treated. Does this protect our ability to make decisions about our bodies and our bodily autonomy and making choices about our reproductive care? Thank you, Camille. Does this give a Black girl caregiver support? Does this make retirement for Black women more secure? Oh, you want me to vote for you? What are you going to do to help demilitarize police and make our neighborhoods safe? Does this give us more time, more resources, more choices, more peace? Okay. So if a politician or some group comes rocking up to us asking us for something, the first thing we need to ask is like, oh, that's great. Yes, I'm a Black voter. I'm a member of the 92%. Um, do your policies give us more peace? Does it make healthcare more accessible for us? How is it going to help me with childcare? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to ask. These are the real questions that need answering. Correct. All right. We need to ask them, does your policy make Black women's loads and our lives, if you think about it, heavier or lighter? Because politicians, they love to spend time praising Black women. They call us and they do shit like call us the backbone. They call us resilient. They call us indispensable. They call us the people that save democracy. People have been giving us our props lately. They have talking about how important it is. Finally, everybody realizes. Finally, somebody speaking up and saying identity politics. It's basically honoring the base of the Democratic Party, the loyal base for the last 70 years. Okay, so some people are giving us our props, but that's normally how they do it. They talk about how hard we've worked, how strong our backbones are, how resilient we are, how indispensable we are, how we always come in to put the team on our back and carry them across the finish line, and we tried. Would you all look at that 92%? And when people ask, well, who's the other 8%? Candace Owens. Candace is very funny and entertaining lately. I hold grudges a long time. I'm never gonna forgive Candace, and I know she was in love with that man that they shot in the neck. I will be entertained by Candace. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna entertain Candace. So seriously, it's time for us to lighten the load. I'm tired of people just celebrating our strength. I want whoever these politicians are, whoever rises to the fore, and y'all is looking like Kamala's gonna run. And I just want to come out for the record again. I'm coming out on a lot of things. If Kamala says she wants it, I'm behind her. If she wants it, I'm behind her. Ooh, and if she picks little Ossoff, what are they calling him? Hadakis Finch. They pick one of my favorite senators. They're two of my favorite senators. I love Warnock and Ossoff. I should be more excited about our California senators. I love those two. Me and Senator Warnock have the exact same birthday. Coach Dad told me like both our birthdays are on July 23rd. Nikki says I'm behind Kamala and getting information. There was a time when they had me so beaten down and so a part of Black respectability politics. I would have said Kamala shouldn't run again. F that. Run, Kamala, run, girl. I'm behind you. I haven't been to Target in over a year and a half, girl. I got some expendable income put up. I do press on nails. I don't go to these these salons anymore in our communities. I do my own press on nails. I got some money saved up, girl. I'll send you some money. I'll organize for you. I'll work for Kamala. I'll work for her. Okay. But that's what we as Black women want. We do not want a society that all they do is pat us on the back and talk about how hardworking we are. F that. I want these politicians, I want these parties to work to earn us and to earn our very valuable vote and support. And I want them to start building a society and new systems because F the way a lot of our systems work. God damn. Turns out a lot of our stuff was just theoretical. Turns out the checks and balances shit that's like written into the Constitution is just theoretical for a lot of people in this nation. Okay, I'm ready for a society that requires less of freaking Black women. Kay the key, is that Kay the key? Kay the sweet realtor. I have a feeling she will run because Newsom has been very quiet about his bid lately. Yep. They say Gavin. I thought we already knew everything it was to know about my little bad bitch governor. Seriously. And that's why I increasingly understand the 92% movement, our movement, the movement that we created ourselves without so much as a meeting. Hey, Wubsy. Wubsy, I missed you. And again, this is why I definitely understand that our movement, the 92% movement, as more of a blueprint for moving from Black women being weathered to us finally being well. The rest revolution, y'all remember how we said we resting right now? No, get somebody else to do it. Kay, thank you for your daily heartbeat. Do y'all remember that? The way we said no. And y'all, thank you all for supporting the live goal. I want us to put some energy behind this. When we said no, sorry, get somebody else to do it, we're resting right now, that decreases the load. When we made the crucial decision to focus on our mental liberation and our mental freedom, that decreases the load. Y'all remember, I think it's crucial decision number 4. We decided to unlearn the grind, to start detaching our worth from how much money we make or how much money we're made in the slave, excuse me, I didn't mean to say slave market, I meant to say job market. That was a Freudian slip, or was it? Unlearning the grind. That was a crucial decision where we said, yeah, everything that we are and who we are is not about the next promotion, our job title, or what people want to pay us, and then determining our self worth based on that. So stacking, unlearning the grind, that decreases the load. When we decided to stack our power, to start using our lives to build existences and lives with more agency and less load, ritualizing our wellness, that does that. That gives our bodies time to recover, right? Making room for creativity, pleasure, curiosity, joy, and not just freaking surviving out here. Girl, thank you. We decided that people were gonna have to start earning our vote with Tallarico, and you see how things changed for James Tallarico when he started reaching out to engage with Black voters. Did he do it perfectly? No. No. Wasn't perfect. Did he answer every single question we want? No, but he decided to finally engage, to finally get serious, to finally stop listening to these fly-by-night pollsters and advisors and be like, no, however awkward he was gonna be, to start engaging. Did he do it perfectly? No. But it was good enough to GED. It was a good enough diploma to change his fortunes around. Yeah, let me see. Is something burning? There was like I normally get a lot of incense and stuff going in here. It's getting a little smoky. I already set the fire alarm off yesterday. Cooking with gas. Okay. So seriously, here is our assignment. And the only people, and I give assignments that don't really require work. I want you to look at your own life and ask, what am I carrying simply because I've gotten very, very, very good at doing it? Not because I have to, not because I want to, not because it serves me, but because everybody knows, oh, she'll handle that shit. That's how people used to do my mama all the time. She was the oldest sibling. I'm the first daughter of the first daughter. That's the way that was, right? And then we need to ask a revolutionary second question. Y'all hang on because something is smoking. I'm going to pause the live. 1 second. Something is smoking. And I got to see what's going on over here. The smoke is getting thick. Let me see if it's I have a little Palo Santo bowl over here and I just need to check on it. Make sure I'm not burning nothing down because I set off the fire alarm yesterday and we couldn't turn that thing off. Y'all give me a hot second. That's what it was, the Palo Santo bowl. It got a little bit too it was getting a little warm. It got a little overly warm. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? Sorry about that. Had to go check that. How do y'all like my Fanka leggings? Okay, this is totally off topic, but while I'm thinking about it, y'all get the Fanka leggings for travel. They're amazing. They're better than compression socks. They're amazing. But where did I leave off? Oh, asking ourselves. And again, this is an assignment that all it is a little self-reflection for us as Black women of the 92%. Asking ourselves, what am I carrying simply because I've gotten very, very, very good at that shit? Okay. Again, not because we have to, not even because I really, really, really want to, not because it in any way serves me, but like everybody knows, oh, Halicue will handle it. Oh, Bounty and Bliss will handle it. Oh, Erin will handle it. Her Divine Alchemy, she'll always handle it. Wubsy will handle it. Then I want you to ask the revolutionary second question. Could this be easier? Could somebody help me? Could Molly Maids help me? Could I pay somebody? Could I barter the way my mom did? Could I delegate some of this? I even started doing that. Hey, Bounty and Bliss, she heard her ears ringing and came on in here. And it was in a good way, girl. Could I pay somebody for this? Could I barter for this? Could I delegate this? That's what I started doing. I don't do a whole lot of entertaining and shit anymore. I was soccer mom for so long, was making these big ass dinners, southern dinners, and girl, homemade pulled pork and homemade lime cilantro coleslaw and just fresh brioche buns and 2 desserts and a cheese tray and a charcuterie tray and then dessert wine after that and then all of this shit. I don't even like doing that stuff. I've been cooking for people since I was 9 years old. That's what I broke down and told Coach Dad the other day. I was like, I have been cooking for other adult people since I was a child. I'm tired of it. Cleaning is not, oh my God, when I first got married, the crazy shit I used to do, the way I used to clean and shit. Oh my God, trying to make like homemade puff pastry. And not that like cooking isn't magical and wonderful, but I've done enough. I've done enough. Could we get somebody to come on in here and to help us? Could I have less coffee and could somebody come in here and help me with this cleaning? Can I delegate it? And on the dinner parties, if I have people over here for dinner, they bring in something. Like and the way I started doing it was I used to always like think about what was the one thing I used to always have to add that always drove me crazy. That was like took up an extra hour and a half of time. A salad. This is California. Everybody's got to have a salad. You can't have a meal. It don't matter what the meal is. There's got to be a salad. And I'm like, that's what people are going to start doing. Somebody else is going to start bringing a salad. That's one thing I'm not gonna worry about. I don't even care what the salad is, and I normally don't like for people to bring stuff because I don't even know if it goes with, like, my dinner or, like, what it is I'm doing, but I decided to start delegating. Can I treat it? Can medicine help? Can medicine help? I remember when I decided I was gonna talk to my doctor about helping me with could you help how are you gonna help me get rid of this weight I've been fighting for 50, like, I've been fighting 50 pounds, like, my whole life, and the reason I decided to do it was I was watching TV, I was watching the news back when I used to watch corporate legacy news, and there was a big advertisement for erectile dysfunction medication, and I said, "God damn it." I was like, "Men don't have any shame about asking for help." And I'd never even thought about asking for help. Is there something you could prescribe that's healthy that could finally help me with this shit? I'm doing all the cardio I can do. I'm doing the best I can to like count my calories or whatever. Is there something out there that can help me? Can medicine help? Can technology help? That's another reason I love Black women in AI. Ella the AI coach, her divine alchemy. I love seeing that. How can technology help us? I saw a Black woman talking on the internet the other day about how ethics in AI and AI governance could be an amazing field for Black women to exploit. Can my community help? Can my government help? Or could I simply stop doing it? And you know you're doing something right when your community jumps in to help. Seriously. And if you love your community enough, they will jump in to help. My community, Black girl podcasters, were like, we should do a summit for Black girl podcasters. I'm like, I don't know how I can do that. I can barely return emails and check my inbox. And the community was like, we're going to help you do it, girl. Y'all, it's a website. Oh my goodness. Our workshops are already like lined up. We're trying to figure out payment, where we're going to stream it, but community clicked in to do it. And I know it happened because of like our philosophy and our movement. Once we stop doing everything for everybody else, or can you simply just stop doing it as a Black woman? Do we have a case says, I have a feeling. Okay, that was about Kamala. She will run. Y'all, thank you all for liking the live. How are we doing? I don't even see how we're doing. That's it. Y'all, let's get busy tapping and liking the live. Am I boring y'all today? Uh-oh. Hope I'm not boring us. Hope I'm not boring us today. Normally we would have been to 100K likes by now. Thank you all for tapping and for tapping the screen. I appreciate that. Hey, Big Karen, what's going on? Or y'all we could even simply ask ourselves, can we stop doing this? Black women, we have done an excellent job of demonstrating our strength. We've done that sufficiently. The evidence is in. Black women are strong. Hey, mama. Hey, everything. Aaron, Ashley. We have already demonstrated that we are strong. I know Aaron Ashley is happy. I know she's happy, girl. School has started. Okay. Aaron says school is starting. Girl, I know you happy. So yes, the evidence is in. We are strong. Now I want to know what is possible when all of that strength isn't consumed by us just making it. Look at that exclamatory yes. Ooh, shout out to these kids being back in school. I know we are grateful. How's the chat doing today over here? Let me check y'all over here. Golden Lady says, I love that. How can technology make my life easier as a black woman? Yes, girl. There's some AI. Girl, thank you for the egg flip. I know it's late for eggs. Thank you. I thought that was cute. I didn't know what it did. But yeah, like how can technology help us? I think black women are going to be some of the most interesting users of AI. I think we're going to have some of the most ethical, non problematic use and embrace of AI because we need the goddamn help. We are some of the only people that have never, like, if we can have some little bot that's acting as our assistant, our designer, our wife, the person picking up the pieces, our executive assistant, our scheduler. Seriously, I think black women can do some amazing work with AI. We're not trying to have no relationships with AI like a lot of weirdos are, or a lot of men are. Okay. I'm human. I'm a human as a yeah, of course. Like we're not trying to live through the AI. What we're trying to do is like use it to become more prosperous, to like ease these burdens. All right. So that's what we want to see. We're already strong. We already know that. I want to see what black women build when we actually have some freaking energy left over. After we've taken our nap and we're refreshed and we have already said no to 2 or 3 things that we didn't want to do or like didn't serve us. That's what I want to see. I want to see when we start saying no, when we start understanding and treating these politics like in a holistic way. Because for black women, it is holistic. The entire political process is played out on our bodies. Oh, Aaron said, yes, my son's district is paying for an Uber driver for him. Oh, girl, you track him on the app. Hallelujah. 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 I know you live down south. We do not always have good public transportation. Hallelujah. Girl, that makes me happy. Anything. Oh, girl. That extra time. It don't matter if your kids live down the street. My kids' school's down the street. Literally just skip to school 2 blocks away. But the pickup, especially when you got to get them someplace or you got to do something, girl, the school was like 2 blocks down the street and pick up, or if I've got to pick up other children or get kids to like activities and shit, girl, the school pickup was an hour and a half, no matter what. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. It was like an hour and a half waiting, traffic, all of that. Pals, all my little sisters are in the house. Yeah, and these men are weird. They are. Let me just go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't even remember what that was in reference to, but I'm gonna put it up on the chat because you're absolutely correct. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And before people start calling me like a hypergamist and a like, I don't like men. I married one. I don't know what else y'all want. I mean, I don't know what else y'all want. All right. I want to see how long when we can remove some of these burdens, how deeply we love as Black women, how loudly we laugh, how much we create, how powerful we can actually become, right? Because we, not for any other reason than because we finally decided, yeah, I want less in this backpack. All right. Because we finally, I want us to see and I want to do it and I want to see what happens to us when we finally decided, yeah, we're allowed to carry less. I don't need this. I can do a carry-on bag. I don't have to do a full-size bag. I don't have to pay the money to like check a bag. I can do less and still be very happy. Pal says I don't like men. They annoyed me into not liking them. Eliminated. I'll say no. Same. I finally started telling people, pals around here. I know the names of 5 men in any general situation. Like, I know the names of 5 dads that are friends of Coach Dad that I like. No more than 5. Like, I know, like, it's soccer. There were, like, 5 or less dads whose names I know. Because why? Who cares? I don't care nothing about nobody's daddy, what they talking about. I don't care if we go to dinner together. That's great. And again, there's 5 I like. That's it. That's all I'm required to do. I have nephews. Thank you. Thank you. Like, cause why? Why would I? I don't care. I don't care what men are talking about in general. I care what my Uncle Junior is talking about. I care what my dad is talking about. It's not my fault either. It's just my preference. I'm just not that interested in what they're just I can suffer through it in social situations. And again, at my child's school, it's 5 dads or staff faculty members that I like. I like Trent. I like the athletic director, Rob. I when I see him, I'm like, that's Rob, that's Trent. Everybody else, I can't vouch for you. I don't know. I know every woman, I know every female teacher there. Why? Like, why? It's okay. People have preferences. That's not one of mine. Girl, thank you for sharing that with me. I feel the same way. Um, okay, I'm sorry. I'm tickling myself. All right. So I just want us to know 92%. If it responsibly decreases our load, I'm here for it. Like that is what wellness to weathering is. That is the future that we're building. Okay. And y'all, again, I'm getting ready to head home. I'm a little spicy. When they go into a space created for women and say, "What about men?" Girl, did I ever tell you about, oh my God, I'll never forget this. Back during Clubhouse days, we had a room called Women of Color in Podcasting. I didn't start it. Somebody else started it. And it was literally the name of the room was Women of Color. That's back when we were letting ourselves be called Women of Color. I don't want to be called that anymore. I'm black. Um, for foundational Black American, Solon, 5 generations back, Mississippi and North Carolina. That's literally what the room was called, like Women of Color Podcasters. It would be men just knocking themselves over to get up on stage, talk over us, like that they would always have some like pretense of a question, but the question was not to get information. The question was to set themselves up to like they would basically alley oop themselves and like answer the question. It was so quiet. It's so crazy. If so, like, I'm I mean, I'll be polite, but like, I just think of them as somebody else's problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is driving me crazy that I'm starting to like my daughter's boyfriend. It is very confusing to me, and he's gonna be one of the 5. He's gonna be one of the 5, but I fought it because I don't want to like these boys. I don't want to be interested in these boys. You can't trust these boys. Disrespectfully. I'm not trying to have an emotional attachment to him because I gotta be prepared to help her detach. I gotta be prepared to help Black women detach. That's why y'all can't never make me hate Shira 7. And I promise I'm gonna get to the news. I'm gonna get to the news. I promise I'm gonna get to the news. Okay. I absolutely promise I'm gonna get to the news. But that's one of the reasons I'm like, they don't have any access. It's one with access. Coach Dad is the one with the access. And that's just like the way it is. Like that's the way it is. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll let him be one of the 5 because that's all I have space for. And that's the assignment for us as Black women. That's what I want us to do. Okay. That's what I want us to do. Ooh, golden ladies over here. Y'all, we have a great little chat. Y'all make me so happy. Over on the tube that is you. I'm so glad y'all are here. Welcome. Y'all, we have a little bit of news to chit chat about today. What's going on today? Oh, let's get started with Boebert family values. You know, the Republican Party is, oh, Shira. One of the things I will never hate Shira 7 because Shira 7 articulates. Now, I learned all this shit in therapy and it cost tens of thousands of dollars and it took years to figure it out. But I teach my daughters this. Shira 7 had a brilliant way. And that's another reason I want to tell y'all too. Y'all like look at somebody like Shira 7. Shira has been doing what she's been doing for 10 years before anybody like ever like TikTok discovered her or whatever. But one of the things I love about her, she talks about detachment and how we have to be able to emotionally detach from everything, from like anything. And so she's one of the, I love her. I love the way she talks about detachment because that's what I feel is one of my jobs to help like us as Black women is 92% to emotionally detach from shit because some of us have grown up in so much, so with such a lack of emotional support that we leaned into that shit. That like we didn't grow up with a lot of nurturing or a lot of intimacy. So when somebody would, be like, it's amazing the way you sacrificed yourself and like came through for the team. We're like, really, really? You like me? You value me? Okay. For abandoning myself. I love the way you took on that extra work and that extra project without asking for anything and basically depriving yourself of sleep for like 3 or 4 days to get that project done. And a lot of us as Black women are like, really? Okay, somebody finally likes me. Somebody finally loves me and loves what I'm doing. Really? Girl, I'm telling y'all what I know. And I know that that is bad for us. It is not good for us. And people have taken advantage of that and exploited us. So no mas. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Girl, don't, girl, I got sprinkle, sprinkle on the soundboard. Don't play with me. Exactly. I can't believe I forgot I had it.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Okay. Y'all done messed around and like taught me like how to use Suno and stuff and like download sound effects. They showed me how to do the fa like the fa one. Anyway, I'm gonna download a whole lot of them like when I'm traveling. Y'all, a little bit of news. Tyler Boebert, son of giving hand jobs in Beetlejuice productions and vaping. Do y'all remember when Lauren Boebert got caught giving handy jobs and letting whoever her date was like rub up on her and vaping in the Beetlejuice? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Lauren Boebert when she did that? I do. I remember it. Her son, Tyler Boebert, was arrested on child sexual exploitation charges. The Republican Party, you remember how yesterday we talked about like Republican Party values? They're real big on the sexual exploitation of children. Tyler Boebert, U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert's eldest son, has been arrested on charges of sexual exploitation of a child, according to the Garfield County Sheriff's Office. Boebert of Newcastle, Colorado, was arrested on August 9th on a warrant charging him with sexual exploitation of a child, as well as multiple other charges, the sheriff's office said in a news release. His bond was set at a paltry $10,000, which he posted the same day, the sheriff's office said. I would like to just remind everybody the way we got here, right? And the fairness doctrine and all of that, and people like trying to justify and basically say that on all news programs and shows and discussions, we're gonna do both siderism. Everybody loves that shit because they think that's the way to like bring the kooks over to vote for us. Turns out it doesn't really work like that. But everyone got into the both sides do it. And when like both sides are bad, fuck both siderisms. The Republican Party, as evidenced once again, forget the Epstein files, forget Blanche being is now like the new AG and is going to do an extra special job of covering up all the trafficking and the exploitation of children by the stunt queen in chief and a whole nother like a whole group and cabal of the Epstein class, even the Poe whites, even the trailer park pellagra, bad dental health, like malnourished, like skin, like those them, because that's exactly what Lauren Boebert and them have always like given me. Even them, like every time we hear something about some other person associated with the Republican Party is having something to do with child exploitation, they are the party of greed, avarice, perversion, PDF filing, theft, malfeasance, and fuckery. They prove it every single day. And they were the ones that billed themselves. Ronald Reagan had the nerve to like come out with branding that party as a party of family values. Please. Please, please, please. Y'all, stunt queen in chief. Oh, and speaking of which, there's another one that looks like she just grew up in poverty. I don't care how much filler she gets or how much makeup. That girl looks like she grew up under adverse circumstances. KKKaroline Leavitt, y'all's press secretary. Y'all ever notice like That bitch, like, there's something, it's the girl, thank you, pals. Oh, the sunflower halo. How did I not see that? Something's going on. How am I not able to see? Thank you. Girl, thank you. White House press secretary Carolyn Leavitt insisted that the United States Carolyn Leavitt insisted that these benighted states of America is more affordable under President Stunt Queen in Chief. I almost said it. See how I caught myself? She says the United States was more affordable, quote unquote, under y'all stunt queen in chief, seemingly in an effort to push voters away from progressive Democrat politics. In a passionate rant on Fox News, Hannity, friend of the show, Hannity, y'all ever knows like Sean Hannity reminds me of a sentient talking football helmet. Like, y'all know the leather football helmets from like the 20s and 30s and shit we used to see on TV. That's what he reminds me of. He reminds me of a sentient talking football helmet. Of course, she's lying, girl. Thank you, though, for that observation. That is correct. In a passionate rant on Fox News Hannity Monday, Leavitt, friend of the show, claimed progressive liberal candidates such as Abdul El Sayed, who is very good looking, I just want to say, or Troy Jackson would turn the U.S. into a communist hellhole with policies such as raising taxes and getting rid of private prisons. Quote, thanks to the stunt queen in chief and Republicans and common sense policies across the board. That bitch said common sense policies. Across the board, our country is safer. Our country is more affordable. I just need to pull up some stats on this. Just gonna sit up and lie in our face. U.S. consumer prices have risen 3.5% over the 12 months ending in June 2026. Okay. And that's from his Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yeah, people literally can't eat because of them. Thank you, Aaron. Just gonna lie in our damn face. She sat up and told people like that. That's what, so when I say both sides don't do it, the way they sit up and lie, and y'all know who are losing jobs the most and having a loss of income the most in this country, men or women? Yes, women. Common sense policies, my ass. All items were up 3.5%. Energy is up 15.7%, led by gasoline up 26.7% and fuel oil up 42.9%. Food is up 3% overall, with food at home up 2.7 and food away from home up 3.4%. Shelter housing is up 3.3%. The category specifics: motor vehicle repair up 7%, hospital services up 5.1%, new vehicles up 0.5%, used cars and trucks, only thing that's down. That is it. So this heifer just said, girl, $75, 108 on the F pace. Girl, I shocked myself. When I went in to get my little pack of gum or whatever, my little sparkly water, it was still going. I was shocked. Girl, I was shocked. So she's just gonna sit up and lie to our face. But consumer price data and the public's general feelings toward the economy indicates the country is not more affordable than it was. You know how we know they lying to us? Was your mama the way my mama was? Or this is how my mom was a Libra. I married a Libra, Coach Dad. And nothing my husband and my mother, they would both fight you if you ever told them that they had a lot in common, but they do. Ain't nothing my mama loves more than an itemized bill. Let somebody go to the hospital. My mom can't wait for that itemized bill to come home. Same with Coach Dad. Also can't wait for that energy bill. Americans know, we know how much we paying on our damn gas bill and our light bill. We know, and the water bill. Coach Dad came in the other day and said, ain't no way we paying this much. It's got to be the sprinkler system, and we have got to turn these sprinklers off. Something is wrong. We have a leak. because he looks over it every month. You can't sit up and I mean, I guess you can if you're a Republican and your identity is built up with these motherfuckers. But these people are literally sitting up looking at us like we crazy, telling us things are more affordable. This bitch, I bet she looked dead in the camera. I bet she looked dead in the camera and said, thanks to the stunt queen in chief of Republicans and common sense policies across the board, our country is safer, our country is more affordable. That's why Black women, one of the burdens we're also going to lay down is arguing with these hoes. We're not going to do no discussions and arguing with these people. Erin says she does the same. Girl, thank goodness for y'all. Thank goodness. Seriously. That's so let's not waste time arguing with these hoes. We know they lying. We can look at our own bills. I can look at when I go to Starbird Chicken to get the children's. If I get the children's chicken finger meal without the french fries and the kale salad, like a kid's meal should not cost $11. You shouldn't be at fast food spending $20 as an adult. It doesn't make any sense. And they add on fees. Yes, checking all of that. Yes, ma'am. They're lying to, oh my goodness, F these people. Lying to us, knowing that consumer prices are up 3.5% from last year, and a gallon of regular gasoline now costs more than $4 a gallon. And median home prices have risen for 36 months straight. Just sitting up and lying in our face. In health news, again, anything else to lower the burden on Black women, and I love coffee. I know coffee has gone up. Harvard study, a couple of daily cups of coffee or tea linked to lower dementia risk. I mentioned this because of y'all stunt queen in chief. Did y'all see him fall asleep yesterday? Again. Jake Tapper with your bitch ass. You are such an embarrassment to Dartmouth College. I'm ashamed to call myself a fellow alumna with you, Jake. Where's your book, Jake, on the stunt queen in chief falling asleep every time in front of cameras? $18 at Wendy's today. You know, Wendy's always had the best french fries. That to me, there's never been a fast food french fry better than Wendy's. I used to, when I was right out of college and working and doing nonprofit, I used to live there. A Harvard study, and I mentioned I thought of this because I was thinking of y'all stunt queen in chief and how he keeps falling asleep. If you're a regular drinker of coffee or tea, 92%, we can rely on that morning cup to think more clearly through the day. I can't do nothing without the coffee. And can I say, okay, let me finish reading the study. All right. A new study suggests that your daily habit might help your brain fog in the long term, too. So, in a recent study published February 2026 by JAMA, Harvard researchers evaluated dietary records of more than 131,000 people. 66% were women. They were followed for an average of nearly 37 years, during which 11,000 of them were diagnosed with dementia. The analysis showed the people who drank the most caffeinated coffee, I love Phil's coffee myself personally, about 2.5 cups daily, had an 18% lower risk of dementia compared to those who drank little or no coffee. Coffee devotees also showed less decline on tests of thinking skills. People who drank the most caffeinated tea, 1 to 2 cups daily, y'all get your matcha, had similar results. Interestingly, decaffeinated coffee didn't seem to have the protective effect. And I just wanted to share with this, y'all. I make a little ritual out of it. Y'all know I'm a bougie hoodoo. And some of the roots and the plants and botanicals that we work with and that we use, some of them are called like herbs of abundance. They're normally things that are in like Christmas spice and pumpkin spice. It's things like allspice, cinnamon. I add cardamom for a little bit of love because me and Coach Dad like have our coffee together. Like every morning, we start looking forward to our coffee like when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep at night. Um, Oh, at least I don't share an alma mater with a guy liner. Oh my God, it is, girl, so embarrassing. Some of the people that they have let out of these schools, I wouldn't let none of these hoes into my school. If I was some institution of higher learning, I wouldn't let one of these little young Republican Tapusa bastards into my school. I wouldn't let them in after all the chaos and bullshit they've caused and what they've done to like all these schools and how they fucked up stuff at Columbia. Ooh, it's embarrassing. I'm always read. You lose Ceylon cinnamon. So this is what I do. I make a little blend. I got one of those little shakers that you can put on top of your foam. I got a little foamer so I can like froth up my little milk to like go on top. I like Chobani creamer. I try to keep it real moderate and like not have too much. But y'all, to do kind of a little gratitude. Nova talks about this. Nova and I are going to be talking to each other. So y'all look for the live at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday. Me and Her Divine Alchemy are going to be going live tomorrow. So y'all, finally, we're going to be doing some co-hosting. I've been wanting to co-host with y'all for so long. Allison's coffee drink always looks so good, does it? Like, so after I make the coffee, I pour in my creamer, I do a little topper, and then I just shake those herbs of abundance. It smells delicious. I breathe it in. I do a little stir to like stir in, and I say my little robotic affirmations for the day. Ooh, cinnamon and turmeric. Ooh, turmeric helps with dementia. I take a turmeric and a curcumin little supplement every morning. So I just want to say that. Make it a ritual. Y'all know we're ritualizing our wellness around here. So take that from me. And if you enjoy coffee, we can feel a little bit better about that. We might as well be getting our medical advice from the universities and the studies and shit, because Lord knows RFK ain't doing a goddamn thing for us. Ocean Summer is here. Does everybody have their nourishing beverages? Here's mine. Almost finished before I got to get on with okra water. We're having a brand ambassadors meeting. Oh, y'all, stunt queen in chief reportedly hid in a catering container to board secret flight in Turkey amid Iran threat. Also, Iran said that they weren't going to negotiate shit with us till y'all stunt queen in chief was out of office. Oh, like I knew I did it. Like somebody, I was wondering who it was. David Letterman. We letting that bullshit go. So much of our news is bullshit, and I'm cord cutting with each and every story. We just gonna rip that shit up. Thank you, girl. Children, do you all know who David Letterman is? When I was in college, children, we didn't have streaming services. We had one TV. It was in the dorm. It would be one TV in like every academic building in the student center, maybe. Oh, I got to get ready for the okra meeting. Every like we only had like one TV cheering. People didn't have like we just got computers at Dartmouth, like every single student, and that was a big deal, girl. It was a part of your financial aid package to get like a little MacBook. It looked like a little cinder block back in 1990. So yeah, y'all, like we didn't have TVs, everywhere. So if you wanted to watch TV in your room, Coach Dad, that's I was posted up in Coach Dad's room all the time because he had like a little TV, and the only children, it was only 3 channels. It was CBS, ABC, NBC, and 4 channels, PBS. So if you wanted to watch TV at night, unless you went down to have movie night at the AM, we used to call it the Afro American Society, Malik El how do we say Malcolm X's real name? Malik El Shabazz. It was Shabazz Hall. We called it the AM. It was like where all the black students hung out. We would go because it was one TV. So we would go there for cookies and Cosby's. The Deltas would make homemade chocolate chip cookies on Thursday, and we would go there and watch the TV in community, and we would watch the Cosby Show. I know, and A Different World. Like we didn't have all that. So thank you. And David Letterman, if you wanted to watch TV late night, like late at night, that's all that was on TV. Unless somebody had like a TV and a VCR. Coach Dad didn't get a VCR till senior year. Like that's when we were really balling. Me and TV college roommates were all trying to watch Cosby Show on the same 5-inch TV. Girl, we used to go to the AM. The AM was popping on a Thursday night. We go to the AM and have the Deltas would hook us up with like cookies and Cosby. It was so nice. Those were the days, y'all. That's true. Those were the days. Y'all, stunt queen in chief reportedly hid in catering container to board secret flight in Turkey amid Iran threat. An elaborate ruse was used. Coach Dad said for me not to get on here making fun of this, but because it was a so-called assassination attempt. I'm like, he be so-called having attempts all the time, allegedly. Elaborate ruse was used to transport President. See, there's a man in my life, and I actually kind of listen to him sometimes. So people can stop asking me about men. I'm dealing with one every day. Elaborate ruse was used to transport president to military flight from Air Force One in July. Y'all, stunt queen departed in a secret military flight from Turkey to Britain last month when the White House said he was flying aboard Air Force One in an extraordinary ruse. Prompted by an Iranian assassination threat that involved hiding the stunt queen in an airport catering container. And I bet his bitch ass waddled on in there just as scared. According to reported from the Washington Post and the New York Times, the operation took place when the stunt queen was in Ankara for a NATO summit with the world leaders, according to they had him running scared at a NATO meeting. Their president, the so-called president, reportedly boarded the old Air Force One jumbo jet in view of television cameras and then was secretly shuttled minutes later into a smaller plane being an airport catering truck typically used to load meals. I know they barely got his ass in there. I know they was shoving shit around trying to get him to shut the fuck up and sit down. I bet it stank to all. Ooh, I bet it stank to high heaven in that catering truck. Lord, and the catering truck typically used to load meals and other supplies pre-flight. Oh, bitch ass. Obama would have never. And if it did happen, and I know they have all kind of crazy, strange things happen, you would never have known because President Obama, Leo that he is, shares his birthday with my good Duchess Megan Sussex, would never have let y'all see him sweat. I tell you that they gonna have to burn it because they damn sure better not be transporting anybody's airport food in that. Ew, toxic. Ew, gross. Do I have any more? I'm gonna do one little small follow up on Jules LeBron and the T situation. Jules, you crashing out. I get the sad feeling. Are y'all following the thing with Jules LeBron? She's like she's Miss Demure, Miss Cutesy, or whatever. She's on one hand. Can I just say this is what I want to say about Jules? Sobriety for me, and technically I'm Cali sober. I like a little herbal refreshment. But otherwise, like liquor is too much addiction runs in our family. My dad died intoxicated under the influence. Like, so we take that seriously. I'm just gonna say about Jules right now, it's starting to look a little high drama and diva-ish. Jules, she's going through it. She asked her community to go fund me $45,000 to pay for her teeth because they're falling out of her mouth and she's in a lot of pain. To which people said, "Girl, why don't you get like a regular job? Like, this is crazy. If you have millions of followers and you asking us for money for like $45,000, Cardi told y'all it costs a lot of money to fix your teeth." She said, "I hope y'all know that shit ain't cheap." And it was a backlash, and people were like, "Why don't you get a job?" She's like, "You all don't understand. Like, you're not where I am. You don't understand my life. You don't understand. Like, it's hard for an influencer to get a job." To which the counterpoint people made was, "You want us with regular jobs to fund your teeth, but because you're an influencer with gajillion followers." Y'all, this is also let you know you don't need a million followers to like make money. Seriously, TikTok is really, really cheap and struggling right now. It used to be you could make a little bit of money or you could make a little money to pay a bill or two or even to pay for your coffee. Like, that's another reason I don't get here asking folks for money. People are always saying, "You need an offer, you need an offer." I know I do. Like, and when it's something that is worth people's time and money and I feel like it's valuable enough, I absolutely will. But in the meanwhile, like, I don't know, Jules. Like, I understand, girl, that y'all, Jules, you gotta understand, Jules' content isn't political. She claims to be an Afro Latina. Somebody said, "Where's her Afro?" Um, but girl, people are working hard out here. I know a lot of your followers are like women. Women are struggling out here. The job market is a mess. Prices are high. My cousin had millions of followers and still kept her day job for years. It's a lot of people that do it. It's a white woman on here that's a content creator. She's full time. She's a nurse. She works in a practice. She works every day. Works every day. Millions of followers. Also, Jules, who's advising you? And this crashing out in the car, girl, it's giving relapse. It's giving relapse. Nobody said sobriety was easy, girl, but sobriety, like your struggles with addiction are the reason you're having these troubles now. Because this is self confessed. She said it was drogas, it was las drogas, it was that liquor, it was spending money on problematic men and partners and sections at the club. I never understood how young people and y'all like I'm a very well-resourced Black woman, and yes, technically, I skipped my club era because me and Coach Dad got married, like, literally 8 months out of college. I don't know that I recommend young people do that. I don't think I advise my daughter to any of my daughters to, like, do that, but y'all spending thousands of dollars on bottles in the club, what are we doing? You know, where I'm from, down south, we got a problem with, casinos and people, like, throwing their money down there, like yeah, right, it's giving entitlement. Girl, it's giving relapse. There is no reason why somebody with 1,000,000 followers, I don't give a damn. There's no reason nobody with 1,000,000 followers, like, and Jules, if you don't have anything to offer people or some philosophy or a product that's worth it to people, what are we doing? What are we doing, girls? Stop stressing people out. And it's a lot of celebrities on here. And TikTok, and I gotta be honest, TikTok, I'm gonna say this, we'll right in the camera and say it. TikTok, y'all are trying to treat us like slaves. Ain't gonna happen over here. TikTok, it's giving broke the way you want everybody tap dancing and selling shit on TikTok shop and do this and do TikTok go and then do and some of this stuff I may do and occasionally if a product is good, but yeah, it's given broke. It's given y'all broke it. Things were better when we were operating under our Chinese overlords. Give me my Chinese spy back any day. Things were better. I'm sticking with it because my community's here and I love making us laugh. But it's giving broke. It's giving struggling TikTok. And paying to promote videos. I'm like, y'all, hey, if the 92% is not feeling this video, that's okay. I'll get them next time. Yeah, I miss my Chinese spot too. Mm. Y'all, I love us. I got to get ready for my okra meeting. I love us from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, 92%. I hope everybody is doing well. Y'all, I'm on my way to Mississippi. I'm on my way to Atlanta, Georgia. I want to make sure y'all are listening to the podcast. Thank you for listening to the most recent episode of Dear United States of America. I'm going to try to lay down one more track. I'm going to be going live with Her Divine Alchemy tomorrow. So check my stories and her stories for the time for that. We're going to be going live on Thursday. Me and Nova are going live. Me and Nova are going to be talking about our spiritual journeys. And I'm sure Nova's, bring your questions. It's going to be so good. I will check my text. Thank you, pals. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get like y'all pals knows. And if you really want to get your projects done and you're neurospicy like me, you need to get pals into your life. Pals is the reason our sunshine directory.info and y'all another wonderful thing to do for the community is to share the Black owned businesses that you come across. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the bulletin board. Thank you all for following the bulletin board. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for subscribing over on the tube. That is you and on Substack. I appreciate you all so much. Keep referring Black women and their businesses to the sunshinedirectory.info. I'm going to cut and paste some text that I use whenever I come across a Black woman's business here on TikTok or somewhere else and I can verify it. I'd put in a little invitation inviting her to put her business into the sunshinedirectory.info so we can help members of our community, Black women voters, find other Black woman owned businesses and services. So thank you for that. I will check my texts. I've got to get back with Nayland because I want us to get our merch done before the summer is over. I'm on my way to Mississippi and to Atlanta for the National Association of Black Journalists, the panel with the Black guy who tips. I love us from the bottom of my heart. All y'all have to do to listen to the podcast or to find me anywhere on any platforms is type in my name, Halicue. And let me think. Is there anything I want to say before I take off? Can I just say, do y'all know that trend about the bob? You know, like the little white girl got a little fresh bob. It was a cute bob. I gotta give it to her too. That shit was cute. She was shaking her head like a AKA. Speaking of which, that's another thing that I saw. Oh, I gotta get off the phone because I got 4 minutes till this meeting. We'll talk about that another time. People have been talking shit about that video about AKAs and being, girl, thank you for safe travels. I'm bringing y'all with me. Y'all coming with me in Mississippi. I hope y'all ready to meet my mama and my dad and my Uncle Junior and my cousins. I don't think my sisters are going to be home. We live all over the place, but my cousin's going to be there. My auntie's going to be there. I'm sure I'll come across some of my uncles. I'm gonna take y'all back down to Mississippi. It's been a while since I've been there. What time am I on now? You ready? Y'all ready to meet the people? Y'all gonna meet my people. Y'all gonna meet my family. My mom, y'all not ready for my mama. I hope everybody's relaxed. I hope everybody's relaxed. I'm so excited. I'm excited to go. I always, me and Coach Dad are a little codependent, but he's got to go back for his mom's like celebration of life. I'm gonna be going to Atlanta and then Mississippi, and then come back up, and we'll all be like reunited. It's a happy little family of all four of us. Scary Scorpio's going into senior year. Lanky Libra is off to a great start at her job. It's almost like 2 months, so I'm kind of things are kind of happy and healthy over here. So y'all, I love us. Um I'm gonna have to quickly get off because I got 4 minutes to go catch the Okra brand ambassadors meeting and to see what's going on so I can tell y'all more about my absolute favorite beverage, Okra, the sparkling okra water. And I love us, and I will see us tomorrow at 92%.